I have a serious issue. Corporations pay so low a tax now that they can keep all of the profits with minimal payout. Coupled with government subsidies, that means that they don't need to pay as many employees to stay profitable, which means they can lay off half their employees, which weakens unions, which strengthens the company's positions and makes conditions for workers worse, which, with the layoffs, minimizes government revenue, which, in turn, raises the government debt because way more people who are laid off are receiving unemployment benefits. That lowers the value of the dollar, which raises the prices of goods and services, which makes people spend less, which slows down the economy, which, in turn, means companies have to lay off employees because of lack of the amount of revenue to profit they want, which weakens unions even more, which strengthens the corporate position and makes working conditions worse, which, with the layoffs, minimizes government revenue more, which in turn raises the government debt because way more workers who are laid off are receiving unemployment benefits in part, which lowers the value of the dollar, which raises the prices of goods and services, which makes people spend less, which slows down the economy, which in turn means companies have to lay off more employees because of lack of the amount of revenue to profit they want, which in turn weakens unions, which strengthens the corporate position and makes working conditions even worse, which, with the layoffs, minimizes government revenue, which in turn raises the government debt because way more people who are laid off are, in part, receiving unemployment benefits, which lowers the value of the dollar, which raises the price of goods and services, which makes people spend less, which slows down the economy, which in turn means companies have to lay off more employees because of the lack of the amount of revenue to profit they want. Do you see the pattern here? No matter what happens now, corporations will keep getting the profits they want because they now subsidize their dwindling customer base revenues that they caused, mind you, by shrinking their payroll and getting low to non-existent interest rate investment loans from the Federal Reserve. Do you understand the magnitude of what I just told you? In other words, because you, the consumer, can afford to buy the corporation's products as often because they won't pay you enough in wages, they fire you, the worker, in order to make the money off of you that you won't or probably can't even spend any longer on their products or services. Then they go and get a ridiculously large 0% interest loan from the Federal Reserve and place that money into a money market account that pays them 2 to 3% interest. Not to mention buying back their own company stock. And voila. Now they're making money off of money they just technically borrowed from the very people they just fired, and with absolutely no risk. Ironic, huh? Hey, whether they get it from you by you purchasing their products, or they save it from not having to pay you any longer as a low-wage employee, as long as they get it, they and their shareholders are happy. That's all that matters to corporations. They are, by design, financial leeches. I'll say that again. Corporations are, by design, financial leeches. And they don't care from where they get their life's blood. My question is this the type of society in which anyone should live? Where corporations are kings? Kings. I mean, if you think about it, seeing as though kings historically tend to have the most ridiculously inordinate amounts of money in monarch-ruled societies, seeing as though they also wield a tremendous amount of power and influence, and by the Supreme Court of the United States standards, via the Citizens United ruling, corporations are legally humans now. So I guess corporations are technically kings, right?